Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. Good afternoon and happy 2024. Can hardly believe this year seemed to really fly by at times. At any rate, first video of the year, and I figured I would take you along on kind of how I plan out my year or how I think about my year. So I don't know if this will be super exciting for some of you. Hopefully it will be a little bit entertaining, but I just thought I'd take you around, and then you also get a sneak peek into maybe what I'm planning on doing this year, perhaps. All right, I know I've talked about this program probably a gazillion times, but just in case you're new around here, I use Trello. And I use Trello for a huge variety of things. Meal planning, marketing, planning, all sorts of planning, but kind of especially planning out my year. And then I also use it throughout the year to add in things to the calendar. So first thing I have to do is go through and archive everything that I did this past year. I also wanted to mention that the other nice thing about Trello is you can see it in like list format, or also I can go in and it's called a power up, but I can see it in a calendar format as well. And so most of the time I'm using this in this particular planning part in calendar format, but it's also really nice to be able to add cards. Like if I know in January I want to do, these 3 things, I can add them in to my January card and then also put them into the calendar on their particular due dates. All right, once I get everything deleted and archived off of last year's calendar, I add in all of the holidays, because most likely I don't want to do a collection release on a holiday. I want to do it either before the holiday, if it's for a particular gifting holiday, like maybe Valentine's Day or Christmas, but I don't want to release it on that day. And so I stick all of those important holidays in there. And now that that is all done, I kind of personally make a list of things like what was working this year, what didn't work this year, what I found the most enjoyable or the most fun. And then also kind of more business sense, I take a look at my analytics. That's hard to say for some reason. I take a look at my YouTube analytics, my Instagram analytics, my newsletter analytics, and my website analytics. And then I kind of personally myself analyze, is this where I want to be, not where I want to be, and go from there. I also take a look at what my goals were last year. Sorry, that string's bothering me. Anyways, I also take a look at what my goals were the last 4 quarters and last year, and kind of see if they're still aligned with what I want to do this year. Did they work last year? Did they not work? That type of thing. All right, so here I can tell you my YouTube channel and my newsletter are the 2 main things that worked really well in 2023. Both of them I had pretty high conversion rates, subscribers steadily went up, things like that. What was not working was Instagram, and I think I've mentioned my love-hate relationship with Instagram. I planned on blogging a lot more. That did not happen. I planned on posting to Pinterest a lot more. That did not happen. Also, my income itself took a big hit. I only did one art show and I kind of ignored everything else, including my website, so that didn't work great. And the other thing was I felt like I didn't have a whole lot of just fun, free time to do whatever I kind of wanted at times. However, we did a lot. So definitely what I was personally finding enjoyable was YouTube. I love you guys and I am just loving this channel and interacting with all of you. We did a lot of traveling, so that was a lot of fun. Of course, the Barn Dominium project, that was just, you guys know, we did so much with that and it was so much fun. And when I actually did get into the studio, I did actually paint quite a bit in here and I really enjoy painting. Then the last category I kind of made was what was making money. And that was the one and only art show I did. I did make some money at that. So once I kind of jot down those general thoughts, feelings, ideas, taking a look at all my analytics, I can now re-examine what I want to do in 2024. Kind of set big ticket goals or big item goals, and then that will allow me then each quarter to break out those goals and then each month break them out even further. Once I have this big ticket list made, big goal list made, I can now break that down into quarters and focus what I really want to do. So in quarter one, I really need to get my website updated, and I would also really like to apply to a bunch of art shows. Now, more will be coming throughout the year, but a lot of these shows already have opened applications for far into the fall. So now is the time for me to be applying to those. And then I thought I would touch base on this new collection. So I'm going to be working on it in both quarter 1 and 2, and then I'm hoping in quarter 3 to launch it. So it gives me plenty of time to work towards that goal. And basically in quarter 1, I'm just going to be doing, I'm hoping to be doing a lot of sketching, a lot of experimenting, really trying to iron out those details, coming up with how many pieces I want to create, the size of those pieces, all of that stuff. In quarter 2, my plan is to be painting a lot of those pieces. And then, like I said, quarter 3 will be launching, which will involve marketing, making sure everything's on the website, all of that fun stuff with that collection. And then I have 2 big questions in quarter 1. One, I was thinking to help me with Instagram, because it does seem like the 100-day project really kind of forces me, and I kind of enjoy posting to Instagram during the 100-day project. So I was thinking about in quarter 1 doing painting 1 layer a day for 30 days. Whether I do that in January, February, or March, I'm not sure, but that's kind of a big question mark. I'm probably not going to do it in January, just based on kind of what I'm thinking I have to get done in January or want to get done in January. And then the other big question mark is doing an art sale of some of my old pieces of art. Again, it's a big question mark. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time and kind of mental capacity to do that while I'm also redoing a website and things like that. So we're going to figure that out. All right, so as you can see, I have so many more items in quarterly 1 than quarter 2, 3, and 4. And I haven't necessarily done that on purpose, but I can easily move these things around in Trello, which is also nice. I can just switch them from back to quarter or move them out as I go along with the year. But yes, and then as I come up with more goals, I can add them to quarterly 2, 3, or 4, or just take them away completely. But this way I have a little bit of, I have an idea in my head of how I would like this year to go forward with, or how, this way I have an idea in my head of what my big goals are, and I can try to stay focused on them. So I break down each of these goals into whether it was good, better, or best as far as how they were successful or not. And that just seems to be the easiest thing to me. Sometimes it's a little bit obscure or not exactly as measurable as those goal setters, business folks would like them to be. But this just seems to be what works for me. And then after I have all of those quarterly goals put in each of the quarters, I move the months back so that the goals are in front of each of the 3 months. And then it's just easy for me to take a look at those along with the 3 months and try to space things out accordingly, hoping to allow more free time. I wanted to say 2 more things. I believe it's the last 2 things, and then I'm gonna let you go for this video. Firstly, in Trello, you can color coordinate things. So I have YouTube color coordinated, newsletter color coordinated, Instagram, and then I also have just a basic to-do color coordinated items. So appointments, holidays, all of that stuff, vacations, I have a key and they're all color coordinated, which is nice because I can easily take a look at the calendar and see what's happening on what day and what I need to focus on. If it's for Instagram, YouTube, a blog perhaps, anything like that. And then the very last thing, I'm gonna start laying out maybe January and February just a bit. I know I'm gonna wanna get a newsletter out, do some YouTube, things like that. So I'm just gonna start laying those couple months out. And then like I said, I can always drag things around on this program. It's super easy and nice to do that. Highly recommend Trello. Not sponsored, just love the program. All right, I thought of something else. One more cool thing about this program is I have a checklist going on for like what I want to do with the different art shows, how I'm going to be updating my website. I just have a complete checklist. So the nice thing, you can take one of those checklist items and turn it into a card and put it onto a date, assign a due date for it. So that's really nice. So I can, as I'm planning out my month of January, my weeks in January, I can take off of those checklist items and move it into a card and then check that off of the list. All right, all. So I hope that was somewhat informative and enjoyable, not too boring and dry, if you will. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. It really, really does help me out. Consider subscribing if you're not already, and we'll see you on the next one. Painting videos are definitely coming your way. I know I keep saying it, but they are definitely coming your way. I think next week, according to my new schedule, is going to be a barn dominium video, which should be a lot of fun. I've just kind of started putting that together, working on that. But then after that, I'm probably going to have at least 2, maybe even 3 studio painting vlogs, painting videos coming at you. So they are coming. All right, thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.